Apologies for the delay. Yes, I'm starting this a little bit late, but anyways, welcome back to more Pokemon Novel Legacy. You can just call me Stent. I did mean to start this at the standard time, but just as I was about to start streaming, Elgato decided that it didn't want to capture the footage of my game anymore, and I had to get an update, which took me a little bit, and then I had to fiddle around figuring out why it wasn't working, and I just decided to work, so 11 minutes late, but I'm sure it's fine, it's fine. It just means another 10 minutes with you fellas, which is good and all. I was wondering actually as to how I was gonna go about this first. Obviously you can tell I've put a couple of levels into the team. I think first and foremost, the first thing I kind of want to do is get to Moss Deep. Because there's something here which I'm going to need to get, because... I mean, I'm hoping at the very least that we can get here at the appropriate time. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to have to change that. That's plenty of Ultra Balls. I'm sure that'll be fine for the time being. It'll be fine. But first, we need to go to Shoal Cave, for reasons which will become apparent once we get there. I'm just hoping that it's low tide. We need it to be low tide. Not sure if it's the right time for it to be low tide, but I'll probably just have to adjust the time anyway in order to make it to low tide. It's high tide! Great. Let's have a look at Shoal Cave real quick, see if I can quickly mitigate this. Because we need to get to the bottom of this. Okay, so apparently it's just, Just need to change it so it's low tide. It's nice to know that you can actually change it on the clock. From what I can tell, though, we're gonna be going for a few bit of time manipulation shenanigans. Not in the Final Fantasy sense, but more so just actually messing around the clock. Could have sworn you could readjust this. Hold up. Apparently you can't. That's gonna be a bit of a pain. Take care. Yes, I'll try to take care. Could have sworn you could change how the clock is. Let me just check. Because I know you could do it in Sapphire. Okay, I guess not. That's a shame, because if it were to be low tide, we could go down into the bottom of the Shoal Cave and find Articuno. I guess this is just one of those cases of nothing going right in this particular stream. Alright, we'll just have to skip Articuno, I guess. I don't wanna, but we're gonna have to. Let's see what else we can find in the meantime. I think there should be something in New Morville at the very least. Let's head to New Morville. Kinda surprised to see things fairly busy this particular evening. I guess everybody was worried as to why I was late, and it is what it is, I suppose. Just have to burn through all my repels. And hope that the gameplay actually looks pretty decent and not a blurry mess. Down into New Morville we go. Never thought I'd actually be back here. And the reason we're down here, it'll become fairly obvious in a little bit, but I do have to comment on this particular area. Especially after going through Fire and Leaf Green in my youth. I didn't realize that this was basically just the power plant again. Even has a similar layout with all these tiny rooms. I guess I'm fairly soon I have to head this way. Also kind of strange that it just uses the music from Mount Pyre here. But if we go on here, all of a sudden there's Zapdos. The legendary birds all appear once you've been all the gym rematches. Articuno is in the bottom of Shoal Cave in the icy area, and Zapdos is here. So I'm not 100% certain as to who would be the best person to send out for this, but we'll try our best. Oh, and it uses the Mew theme. They used the Mew battle theme, I guess, out of reference to Fire and Leaf Green, how they just use a higher pitch version of the regular battle theme. It's kind of strange like that. Also, let's see how much a Dragon Claw does. I know Zapdos is fairly bulky, so we'll see. No. That's not gonna do it. A little too weak, a little too trigger happy there, Salamence. A little too tricky. Gen 3 Legendary theme? Yeah, that's... The funny thing about that, it is technically the Gen 3 Legendary theme, but it's pitched up even higher. Because I think this is technically still the encounter theme from when you encounter Mew, because this music is in the base game, but you never hear it because it's strictly for the Mew encounter, which was only in Japan. And yes, it's even higher than the standard legendary theme in Fire Red Leaf Green, which is kind of funny when you think about it. Alright, let's just try and quickly whittle this thing down with brick breaks. I don't think this can really do anything to scare us, aside from just going fast. And stalling for time, I suppose. It's gonna be real awkward when it starts using Struggle. Oh, it has Drill Peck. Didn't know that? Yeah. It's one of those things which I picked up fairly early on the internet, and it's just like, oh, there's this whole thing about an old sea map. Or an old sea chain, and basically just playground rumors, the sort of stuff like, the Mist Stone and Seafoam Islands to get your Black Charizard. We'll send in Slacking. I think Gen 1's Battle Theme still one of it. I mean, it's iconic though, isn't it? I think it's natural that this would be a lot of people's favorites. I kind of feel as though it's been a while since I've actually listened to a lot of the Wild Encounter themes though, so I may have to go through them. Obviously, the Gen 3 ones are iconic. Gen 1 ones, I mean. It's like I remember hearing them all the time on the anime. Don't know if it's nostalgic. It probably is. Let's be brutally honest here. Gonna swap in and get another free Intimidate, methinks. No reason not to. At least I'm hoping this is a decent level, because I didn't want to go just straight to level 70, because that's where a lot of the super endgame stuff is. Okay, yeah, just having the standard 100 ultimates. We'll go with the bottom ones first. We'll see how we do. I imagine this is going to take a bit. I imagine the whole stream is just going to be made up of a bunch of this. Just sitting here trying and failing to capture legendaries. Which has sort of led me to wonder exactly what I'm going to do after this, because I feel as though I have a fair few options. I think I already mentioned this. Just, obviously Coliseum, Rescue Team DX, do that one again. Maybe Explorers of Sky on the table. I don't know. What do people want me to do in terms of Pokemon? Because I kind of feel as though Commentary is... It's wanting for commentary. What's annoying as well is that I can't heal my my teammates while this is going on. I mean, obviously, if... Well, I guess I'm just doing this without your support. Okay, game, I guess we'll just do this the hard way. The thing is, I haven't... Let's say, haven't been sure. I'm definitely sure as to what I'm gonna do this time around, but, needless to say... Take on one of the Mystery Dungeon games again to take a break from the mainline. Yeah, that seems fair. I'll probably put that on a poll, just like, Explorers of the Sky, Rescue Team DX... Maybe look into ways to maybe stream the 3DS games, because I did have a fairly decent time with Super. And either go with Yellow Legacy, one of DS. Yeah, that seems fair. I'll probably just go with Yellow Legacy, because I'm sort of getting into the bit of that Gen 1 vibe. Probably should go for the anime again at some point. I still have the DVDs, at least some of them. I just can't help but think just how much of each particular episode is just made up of just the constant dead air of Team Rocket mottos. It's like the whole episode, I've noticed, just grinds to a halt for the motto, and it's just like you could just skip the entire thing and... You mean to do... Yeah. It's kind of annoying, though, because I feel a lot of the, like, best early Pokemon episodes are in Season 2, which I don't have DVDs for. Oh, well, we got Zapdos. It's like, Charizard versus Aerodactyl fight, that's in Season 2. We got the, the Pokemon League stuff, that's Gen 2, Orange Island stuff. And, oh yeah, Charizard versus Magma, the iconic one. You need to watch a lot of shows where I'm going to be just maybe a good idea to binge old school Pokemon. I feel it's the weird thing, I just feel as though I'm glued to YouTube more, and it's kind of driving me away from watching all the stuff I want to watch. Like, I got a whole bunch of anime just on my shelf, not really doing much. Which I suppose, speaking of anime, I was planning when it came out eventually to get the DVD/Blu-ray for Edge Runners. Because I feel if I'm going to do Cyberpunk, I'm kind of obligated to watch that. I would have watched it earlier, but I don't really have a Netflix. I mean, technically the family does, but I haven't used it for the longest time. We just gave it to someone else, methinks. YouTube is great. Exactly, exactly. I mean, I suppose I still have them in case the worst happens. Why watch the show itself when you can watch someone else explain to you in 3 hours? There is also that, which is kind of depressing when you really think about it. Just... I suppose devalues the craft in some way when you realize all the work that went into it and it's just some guy commentating over it for 3 hours, and it's kind of... feels kind of moot in a way. Like, you may as well just put the story on archive of our own and just had done with it. Like, no need to pay the animators, no need to, hire musicians, just have some guy with royalty-free music going over a word spreadsheet. Yeah, this is a nice thing about, being able to now navigate the jagged pass now. The Acrobike's been buffed. Finally, we get to see its full potential. Okay, Magma Hideout. Lucky that I kept strength on slacking, isn't it? I did heal up, didn't I? Yes, I did. I can't help but feel that through my various bits of tenure that we're gonna be back here a fair few times. As in Hoenn. It probably won't be as comprehensive, quote-unquote, as Emerald Legacy has been, but I can certainly imagine me going through this in either vanilla runs or more Romhacks. Like I mentioned Sea Glass in the past. I've really been wanting to check that out. Trying to remember which place I have to be in order to find the thing. This seems like it would be an opportune place to find Moltres, but I guess not. Moltres should be around here somewhere. No, I wanted another repel. Game. Okay. I mean, obviously we have the original Golden Pit, which he has not returned to. I feel it might have been a fair bit of a missed opportunity, but oh well. Odd question. Any familiarity with Pokemon-oriented creepypastas? One or two. I mean, obviously I know stuff like White Hand, White Glove. Oh, there's Moltres. Also just stuff to do with Lavender Tower. I think there was something to do with an Eevee and Blue's Dead Raticates, or is it Gary? I don't know. Whatever, here's Moltres. Fire Chimkin. The one and only. I know that some particular sprite isn't all that different from the Fire Red Leaf Green. I think it is mostly just the placement of the eyes, but I do definitely think I prefer this one over the Fire Red Leaf Green one. It looks a lot more focused and fearsome in a strange way. Let's try a Fire Blast. I gave Salamence the charcoal, so we'll see how this does. Ooh, that's half his health gone. Oh, and he has Drill Peck as well. Okay, so that's how it is. I think I'm gonna need to swap in Salamence a couple of times throughout this. Yeah, that should be fine. Obviously it has Flamethrower. Because in Soviet Hoenn, Chimkin deep fry you. I think a Azumarill would be good here to just tank some flamethrowers. I want to try and lower his attack a fair bit more. Just so we don't have to worry about those drill pecks. Azumarill, meanwhile, might be just a sufficiently bulky boy in order to withstand most of Moltres' attacks. It's kind of weird, because I feel as though when it comes to the legendary birds, Moltres is sort of the one I'm least acquainted with, weirdly enough. Mostly because I grew up with Fire Red Leaf Green, so seems a fair bit more out of the way compared to Articuno in the Seafoam Islands and what does Endure. I'm not gonna take my chances on Endure. I'm not gonna spin that wheel. I'm just gonna go for one more attack drop, then switch to Slacking. I'm not taking any chances with you. You're not tempting me with that black magic, Moltres. Look at that, Drill Peck doing barely any damage, and I think it's time we bring out Slacking. Still thinking about some more Pokemon creepypastas. I will admit, I know there's some sort of spooky Romhacks out there, but I think aside from that, not really much. I think the other one that really comes to mind is Creepy Black and Buried Alive, but I think everybody knows about those. We may as well just get on with chucking the Ultra Balls. Something tells me this is going to be trickier than Zapdos. Never mind. Just in one. In one. Legendary bird that can control fire. Placed in box 13. Magma hideout, and I think we can just escape there. Nice. My thoughts exactly. Let's get the fluff out of here. I think up next we're gonna head off to let's have a look-see. I want to check out Pacific log real quick because I think there's something there that we can do first. I remember there being something cryptic here that you could do in this particular Romhack. We'll see. I think we just have to speak around with the locals, walking around very slowly. Okay. Mirage Island. Must be depending on the weather conditions that make mirages appear. Is it really appearing and disappearing? We're talking about time doesn't flow the same everywhere. They say clocks do new funny things. I tried staring at my clock once, but nothing happened. Why is this at sunrise, at the calm of the turn of day, and again at nightfall? So sunrise, turn of day. And again at nightfall. That's gonna be interesting, methinks. Because I'm not sure as to whether we can actually change the clock. Feels like a peaceful dance. So yeah, something to do with Mirage Island. I'm sure it's fine. I think I want to check one more time to see if we can actually change the clock, because I feel it would be nice if we could. Nah, we don't need any more repels. Just want to check real quick. Oh, I can change the time, I think. Yes! Yes, I have the power to manipulate time! I think for this we want to change the clock back, for the time being, to, let's say, 6:30. Is that 6? I think it is. Is this the correct time? Yes, it is. At least that's what I'm saying for the time being. I have become a time god. I mean, I think technically with the laws of JRPGs and that matter, I think I've basically become a time god anyway. It's the power of RPGs. This can only mean fluffy things. Well, I suppose that's one way of putting it. Alright, let's see if that actually worked. Let's see if we can actually get into the bottom of the Shoal Cave now. I will admit, I was a little bit nervous there, because I figured that I kind of messed up there. Gonna be super interesting? I certainly hope so. Okay, let's head in here. Yes! Finally! Low tide. We can finally get to the bottom of this. Because I don't think I've actually showcased the bottom of Shoal Cave. I've gotten all the items here. Wanna go down into the deepest part, the deep part. Forget you and your puzzles game. I am the one in control now. I'm gonna say that I still can't beat the Battle Frontier. After creating Pokemon Spaghetti, I feel kind of stuff works better with all games, largely because of the air of mystery and the look of some sprite work. Yeah, I suppose that's a good way of putting it. And, yeah, there's Articuno. Would have liked to catch him first, but, what are you gonna do? We're gonna have to find ways in order to navigate this, spaghetti. That was easier than I expected, but yeah, this is also where you can find the Never Melt Ice, I believe. First and foremost, we need to catch frozen chicken strips. That's one way of putting it. Alright, let's see if Articuno is gonna be even harder. I know that Articuno is definitely the bulkier version. Though I kind of feel that the Fire Leaf Green sprite is oddly a fair bit more imposing. I don't know what it is. But I suppose it does also look a fair bit more derpy. You know, I think that'll do. Again with the drill pack. What is it with this? You know, I think we can bring in Sceptile for a little bit of chip damage, just hope that it doesn't do Ice Beam. I mean, Drill Peck isn't great either. Let's just go for a Fake Out. Let's see how much that does. Oh, that's perfect. It's kind of weird. I think it may have just been due to a combination of Movie 2000 and Poor Bird going to the worst turns in terms of scrunching sprites into small box frames for the Canvas about. I mean, a lot of Pokemon generally suffered in terms of sprites in Gen 1, which I think we will see with Yellow Legacy, in that they actually went and fixed a fair few of them to make them actually look decent. Again, these Legacy games have basically just been made in mind just being the definitive version of each of the, their respective games, which is kind of why I'm kind of, feels a bit of a shame we're not getting any sort of Fire Red Legacy. Or Water Blue Legacy. Because I remember back in the day the prospects of a third version for, Fire Red Leaf Green that... which I think was probably Water Blue. The stank Wigglytuff. We'll see if Wigglytuff is indeed still the stank when we eventually get there, but I think it may still be a while. Yeah, I think it's just a mixture between 2000 and seeing a whole bunch of it in when I first played Leaf Green as a kid, but I feel as though for the longest time Articuno was my favorite of the legendary birds. Even though its best game is long behind it in the original Gen 1 because Blizzard is insanely overpowered. It's kind of weird, really. You would think that Articuno would be even better in Gen 1, but I guess not. He's constantly just hitting me with the Isle of Cthulhu by the looks of it. Have you got... I'm guessing Agility, Mind Reader. You'd think it'd have Sheer Cold, which is basically what it's known for doing nowadays. Just Mind Reader, Sheer Cold shenanigans, but... I guess not. Let's see if this one actually turns out to be the toughest. As I remember back in the day, this is what I saved my Master Ball for, which... in reality, should have been saved for Entei, but I didn't realize Entei was in the game back in the day. That's it, just go to sleep. Let's have a look actually at Articuno in terms of Gen 1 competitive, because... I mean, obviously it's well known for having a very powerful Blizzard. Oh, can even out-damage Mewtwo's Psychic. It's pretty neat. Okay, I suppose that explains it. Poor move pool, poor attack stats, not able to deal with bulky stuff like Starmie. Because looking at the Articuno general moveset, Ice Types have been the short end of the stick the longer than I've been around. Well, yeah, it's kind of strange, really. Game Freak really seems to have a habit of treating the Ice type as just this super powerful late-game type, considering how often they put it in terms of gym order. Like, you got Candace, you got Price, you got Wolfric. All, like, in the latter half, or, like, near the very last in terms of the gyms you get. And Ice type is just not that good defensively. In fact, many people would probably say the best Ice types are Water types which have Ice Beam. That's how bad Ice types have been for the longest time. Obviously, that sort of changed around Gen 4 with stuff like Mamoswine and Weavile, and then Kyurem, I guess? Kyurem White? It's like the main thing that really comes to mind. Anyways, we got Elsa Bird. Let's finally get out of here. Let's have a look-see. Hopefully I'm not going to need any more escape ropes where we're going. We're looking forward to some of the sprites of Yellow Legacy. They got rid of the spotlight lighting in Gen 1. They got rid of the spotlight lighting in Gen 1 had for its sprite work. I think that's because, at least for Yellow, they wanted to make the sprites more like they are in the show. That's my 2 cents, at least, because obviously Yellow was a promotional version with similarities to the anime. You know what, though? I think it's time for an interval. We've had too much excitement fighting, legendaries, so I think we'll take a little break. Because there's another rematch which I forgot to do. I just remembered. We're not doing any more Battle Frontier, but there is one fella here that I do want to fight again. You probably know who it is. And I want to hear that music again. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need repels where we're going. Hi, Wally. How have you been? Hi, Stan. I've gotten a lot stronger since last time. I wanted to show you. Okay, here I come. Just hearing that particular guitar riff with the classic Hoenn trumpet is kind of glorious. Why? Because I want... Why not? Is basically, why not? Hypercutter. Alright, let's see how we fare here. Ooh. I think we'll go Brick Break. I'm just thinking, because I have Fly, I probably don't actually need Protect on Salamence. I can just fly and then explode at any time. I feel sounds so good. I mean, I already said that, but point still stands. Let's do... Oh, Morwell has Meteor Mash too. That's interesting. Yeah, I think they also buffed Morwell a fair bit, so that's... interesting. I think we could just wrap this up with a Surf. Bye, Duckaddy. Next. I'm not bringing out Gardevoir already. Well then. Guess we'll just Surf. Okay, so Gardevoir's faster. Let's see how you handle this. Meteor Mash still got it. Goodbye. Admittedly, I did fiddle around with Team's EVs to get them a little bit more, I suppose, optimized as compared to the mishmash of random stats you got for all throughout the game. May have been a mistake on my part to make this a little too easy, but I wanted to ensure we were ready for, like, the main sort of end game. Yeah, I think we'll just go Ice Beam. Yeah, sprites are more in line with the Sugimori. Yeah, pretty much. I will admit, I probably did overlevel a little bit for this, because this isn't really feeling fair at the moment. And Minun. Because why not, I suppose? I'm thinking... Yeah, let's do it. I'll let you go out in style. A little, he says. Bye-bye. I probably didn't need to do that, but it was... Ah, well. You really are strong after all. Alright, later. Have fun training some more, Wally. Looking forward to the rematch. Because, like the rest of the trainers, I think he does also have extra rematches with a, more spec teams, but I don't think that's, gonna be what I'm covering, unfortunately. Have fun standing in this cave. For the rest of time, yeah. I think I actually did spend a fair bit of time in Victory Road actually level grinding my Blaziken to level 100, because... I'm not sure why, but I distinctly remember my Blaziken being like level 100 for when I fought Rayquaza back when I first played Sapphire. I guess I just spent an unusual amount of time in Victory Road. I don't really remember what happened, actually. I mean, it probably did what everybody does and just over-leveled my Blaziken to the nth degree, but... Okay, I think I want to save in front of you. Thanks to say it rescues one of those Aquagons. Actually, I could use your help with someone else. I noticed unusually pure water in certain areas across the region. Could you take some water purity readings for us? I wonder what this could mean. Route 128 by diving into the deepest spots. That means we're gonna have to get dive again. You know, I'm probably just gonna get rid of Protect on Azumarill, honesty. Where is it? Where is it? Why is it? Because, yeah, we're still gonna need dive, methinks. The music in this game is still fun to just be such a bop. Honestly, if I could get a play with some new water filtration system, knowing Pokemon lore, not quite, but we need to head to Route 128. Which means we're gonna need more repels. Let's have a look-see. I think that should be fine. I think I may as well go into something else, which I'm not certain we're gonna go into. They added a fair few side quests in order to get the Kanto starters as well in this game, because obviously they designed it with extra content so you could actually get every single Pokemon in this. I think this is Route 128. Yes, it is. I think for good measure I'll just head over to seafloor cabin entrance if I can find it. There it is. Just for good measure. Yeah, there's a fair few side quests you can unlock, and I think the first one with Bulbasaur involves finding all the hidden Kecleons. At least I think. I did a little bit of research as to what it needs to do beforehand, and I'm not 100% certain as to whether I want to do that or not. We'll see. We'll see if we have time. For now, though, we need to head back and report our findings. So I'm just thinking I could just listen to a fair bit of the soundtrack of this game for hours. Like Fortree City, just super relaxing. Stuff like these upper routes here for more adventurous vibes. Just Route 128 water is only slightly purer than usual. The greens are incomplete. I'd like you to dive into Route 134 next. I know of only one diving section in Route 134. Yep, we're going back to the sealed chamber again. Well, not quite to the sealed chamber, but you get what I mean. It involves going across here. And I have to remember which way I'm supposed to go for this, because I know it's very specific. I have the same thoughts about black and white. Ooh. Let's see, I kind of want to pull up a map real quick, just to ensure that I get this right first time. You know, measure twice, cut once. We even have this music here as well. It's not entirely certain it's the most fitting, but it is certainly adventurous. Let's see, Route 133. And Route 134. I want to make sure I get this completely right. It also means I get to pad out the stream. Let's have a look. There we go. So it's kind of annoying in the fact that I have to be okay, I think basically just go super down here. I think you can't go wrong with that. There you see. Route 133. I think we just come over here. And then run over here. Gonna have to line it up just right so we can make it into the sealed chamber, which I think here should do it. There we go, straight through. And lastly, Route 134. This is just a straight shot from what I recall. I think down here is usually where I tend to have the best luck. And there we go. Got our sample for Route 134. We've already been to the sealed chamber though, so we're leaving. I already spent too much time trying to figure out the translate the readings up there for myself when I didn't have to. Alright, let's head back. Fortree City. Okay. What have you got for me now? Route 134 shows even higher levels of purity. Look at the source of this purity is connected somewhere around Route 108. Route 108. Well, we'll just head over there, see what happens. 108. It's like down here somewhere. Oh. I think I know where we need to head next. Pure H2O, can't believe it. None of that filtered nonsense. Ah yes, I do love my water with 100% parasites in it. The parasites give it flavor. Let's have a look in here. Because I think we need to head back into the abandoned ship. It seems like it's appropriate. God, yep. I don't know, Mama's water always tasted better with the copper in it. So we're gonna need to head up here, and in the abandoned ship, come over here, I think, and there's Suicune, or just a modded version of Suicune's Crystal Sprite. I think... Yeah, I think we'll just go into this with Salamence. Yep, Suicune is just here. Which is handy, because Suicune is arguably one of the best Pokemon for the Battle Frontier. Yeah, of course Suicune's just chilling here. Wait, that's the Kanto legendary game. What are you doing? What are you doing, game? Why didn't you use this for the legendary birds? The lead makes it taste even better. Yeah, I definitely feel I overleveled for this. Fire Blast? I'm hoping we don't get a That's half the health already. Yeah, kind of... It's kind of a disappointment, really, because I would definitely like if Suicune was generally speaking, how am I gonna how weird is it they use the Mew music for the free That's what I was thinking, yeah. It's just strange and unusual. Sceptile, you almost ruined this for us. Yeah. It's like all of a sudden it's this stream in particular which decides to become the super viral one. I don't know why. Yeah, I feel that, especially with Pokemon here like Suicune and especially Latios, which we haven't come across yet, I really do get the sense that this game really needs some sort of means for you to actually edit EV... I suppose just edit IVs, really, just so you have a better shot of actually making a good team for the Battle Frontier. HP made me panic. Yeah, me too. I definitely wasn't anticipating that crit from Sceptile. I'll tell you that much. Still, I don't see if Suicune can really do much against us. But I do kind of find it strange that even here they're still level 40, which I feel is just the sort of standard level for Entei-Suicune and Raikou in Gen 3, because though this level in Fire Red Leaf Green when you encounter them in the post-game, though this level in Colosseum, and they're just level 40 here as well. What's Suicune doing on this ship? I don't know. I guess I just figured that the shipwreck was, I don't know, tainting the waters. So I just figured, oh, I'm just gonna have to roll my sleeves up and pull out the extra purifying grease here. Because I'm not entirely certain as to whether Suicune has elbows. Alright, I think we just get out of here. It would be amazing if somehow we ended up with a good nature and IV Suicune. But generally speaking, I just feel as though an in-game way to change natures and IVs would really benefit, at least for the Battle Frontier. I don't think it's quite as necessary for the other games, considering they don't really have that sort of competitive knack to them, but I feel it's especially more prevalent and required here. Let's head... You know what? Let's actually check our, let's check on our quarry here. Because we've gotten some good Pokemon here, and it would be a shame... Always thought Raikou was the weakest of the Freeze design-wise. Design-wise, yeah, I'm sort of inclined to agree, really. Sort of feels like a bit of a third wheel compared to Suicune and Entei, which really feel... Maybe it's just because Raikou was the only one who didn't actually get a movie. Maybe that's why. Okay, Hardy, that's not great, but alright. Jolly, that's definitely not great for Moltres. And Calm, that's actually pretty decent for Articuno, just shame about the IVs. Suicune, there we go, there's Bold. That's the nature you want for Suicune. I think. Either that or Calm. No, I think it's Bold. The ship probably tried to pollute the water, which provokes Sweet... You never know. The Suicune works in mysterious ways. Anyways, let's go and catch ourselves. Let's report back our findings to the Weather Institute man. What? A Suicune? I never imagined a legendary Pokemon was behind this. It explains everything. Suicune must be purifying the waters across the region. Okay. I suppose maybe we'll just have to look around the Weather Institute a little bit more. Classic elevator music. Yeah, let's have a little discussion around. I'm guessing we just have to talk with everybody in the Weather Institute. Oh hey! With all the recent weather anomalies, we've expanded our team to monitor any strange environmental activity. But listen, there's something worrying me. It's possible the weather incidents have irritated Mount Chimney and we're worried that it might lead to an eruption. If you head up to the summit and check the signs of seismic activity, notice anything unusual on Mount Chimney, please report back as soon as possible. Alright, well... If there's volcanoes involved, and we got Suicune, you probably know what happens next. Let's go and see what the fuss is all about. Heading over to Lava Ridge. Jagged Pass. I'm just thinking we probably don't actually have to use the cable car again, because we can just do this. The power of Bunny Hops. Let's have a look around Mount Chimney. It's nice to actually come back here for once. Oh, I forgot that I didn't fight all the trainers here. I guess we got ourselves a nice little intermission. Let's just quickly get this out the way. Level 25. So sorry, Sheila, but... goodbye. I am hoping at the very least Breloom gets up after that. It would be kind of embarrassing if it didn't. Okay, so looking for unusual activity at the chimney. No response from the machine. I know, not really seeing anything. Or am I supposed to see anything? That's the question, isn't it? I think we'll maybe try the cable car, see if anything changes. I still could have sworn at one point I saw something fly past the screen while I was going up and down the cable car at one point. For some reason, that's just like a core memory to me for some reason. as I say twice. I do definitely kind of miss these cute little cutscenes, though. Although we don't really tend to get most of them nowadays, I guess because everything has to be in the 3D environment and have the lowest amount of effort possible put into it. I was just thinking of this and the magnet train from Gen 2. Just cute little transitions like that. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything here. So I guess we'll just fly back and report our findings. Doesn't look to be anything unusual. There we go, kick it into high gear. It's kind of funny in a way. This post-game version of the bike really feels more like the Gen 4 bike with its dual gear system. Kind of weird that they didn't bring that back. You're back, so no major tremors, that's a relief. But I'd like to be sure. You should collect an ash sample from Route 103 for us. Could tell if there's any changes happening beneath the surface. So, ash samples. That reminds me that, there is actually a quest involving ash collection in this game. In that you have to form and collect all 3 of the flutes, I think, that you get from the ash collecting mini-game. I hesitate to call this a mini-game, but I think you get what I mean. If you manage to get all those, you get a Charmander. Kinda makes me wish that I'd done a fair bit of this and that. Favorite Pokemon? God of War. Kinda seems like a basic choice, but that's the first thing that comes to mind. Either that or Umbreon. I feel a lot of my favorite choices are just the basic ones, which are everybody's favorite, but I guess that sort of goes to show that, they're really good designs, and hold a lot of meaning for a lot of people. Collected a lot of ashes. Let's have a look-see. Go for a blue flute. I'm just thinking red, blue, yellow flutes. I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to get all 3 of those. 64. Okay, so you need to do a fair bit of the walking around. I may have to do that on my off time. For now, though, let's head back and report our findings. We're getting a lot of this. Fwah, fwah, fwah. Yeah, the Mach Bike definitely doesn't agree with the Elgato system. To say the least. Okay, I think I've gotten a fair few ash samples. Oh, welcome back. That ash sample is normal. We just had reports of seismic activity near the scorched slab. It could be the early formation of a parasitic cone. Could you investigate? Just be cautious. What happens when you combine 1 wolf and 1 Pikachu? A Smash tournament? That's the first thing that comes to mind at the very least, and conveniently enough, Scorched Slab is actually nearby. Of course I'm still gonna fly though, because why wouldn't I? Still gonna take me a fair bit of time to walk all across these. I'm still curious as to how this works, because I'm not 100% certain if these actually have electricity or not. I mean, I'm sure the gym must have electricity. Just by its very nature. Anyways, Route 110. Run 120. Speaking of the music in this game, so good. Anyway, Scorched Slab. We didn't actually visit here, I think. You can get a sunny day TM in here, and oh hey, it's Entei. Entei's just here. Looking weirdly purple. The trees are hollow. Yeah, I mean, I suppose, but I'm just curious as to how the infrastructure works is all. The whole village is a facade. Yeah, it's just a Disneyland attraction. Oh, sorry, Dibney World. Gonna save again just to be absolutely sure. Alright, Entei. The one of the free legendary beasts which I feel always got the short end of the stick. Mostly just because of how its stats are allocated. It's very much just bigger, badder Flareon, but I feel at the very least it makes up for that a little bit on account of just having Calm Mind. Pay no mind to the overworked devs behind the curtain. You're kidding me, game. At this level, Entei has Ember. Just Ember. You know, not... I'm so used to Colosseum where Entei just has Fire Blast at this level. I mean, it has Curse at the very least, so that's something he's got good going for him. Go to sleep. It's like I could have sworn that Entei usually just has Fire Blast at this level. I mean, it has Fire Spin, so I guess that's something. We'll be curious to see which Entei is actually going to be more difficult to catch, actually. This one or the one in Colosseum? I mean, I suppose the one in Colosseum actually has an advantage because Shadow Rush and having to deal with constant Protect and Earthquake shenanigans. Colosseum's going to be fun. And by fun, I mean, somewhat harrowing. At least I think. And then again, Flareon has had its stats reworked in this Romhack, so I can't remember if the same has been made for Entei. We'll have to see when we actually catch it. I mean, all things considered, it would make sense for the same to be done for Ho-Oh, I think, considering it also has attack and special defense, but then again, at the very least, Ho-Oh has a typing which can actually make use of its attack stat in this game, that being access to Aerial Ace, as its one good move. Alongside Earthquake, because of course. Let's see, what moves do you normally give Ho-Oh in Gen 3? So I'm not certain as to whether Ho-Oh is necessarily a popular Uber's choice, but I kind of want to see. I mean, yeah, it's generally just not really seen in favor of Gordon, Kyogre, Mewtwo, Rayquaza. I mean, I guess it has Sacred Fire at the very least. Weirdly enough, its most popular strat seems to just not use its physical stats at all and just go with Calm Mind. Yeah, 154 special defense is just strange. I mean, I guess at the very least, with a decent special attack, it doesn't really need that same treatment as Flareon, but still seems strange to me. It does at the very least have a Choice Band set, which also has Sacred Fire in it, because of course. Okay. I suppose naturally I'm going for maximum attack, I suppose, unless you somehow get the perfect IVs for it, you would probably just go with Aerial Ace. Yeah. So Ho-Oh seems fairly decent, just not something you tend to use all that often. I very nearly screwed myself there. Let's have a look at Lugia as well, because I don't think we're going to be catching Lugia this playthrough. Okay. It's just generally a lot what you'd expect from Lugia. Reflect, Toxic, Whirlwind, Recover, just generally just being a Stolly boy. It's kind of weird seeing Lugia as a Choice Band user. I'm thinking about it. I suppose just because Aero Blast is generally a strong move. Let's have a look at Entei's competitive prowess. Yeah, it generally just seems to be Substitute, Calm Mind, Fire Blast. suppose Sunny Day is a good setup for it, just no using its attack whatsoever. And then again, 90 base special attack isn't too terrible, I think. At least from my experience. Because I remember back in Gen 1, most Pokemon would kill to have a, something resembling 90 and something. Let's have a look at Tyranitar, for example. Oh, I was thinking, Tyranitar's special attack can't be that much higher. It uses special attacks all the time, and no, it's base 90, special attack 95. So I guess Tyranitar is just, super good all around. I mean, I imagine in this, considering Dark-type moves are now physical, Tyranitar is just going to become even better, though I imagine special moves aren't going to be quite as popular. Mostly just going to be Dragon Dance setups with Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Crunch. Maybe Choice Band with, Pursuit? That might be terrifying. Let's have a look around, actually. Do you get Choice Banded Pursuits? That's kind of what I'm interested in seeing now. You see Choice Scarf Pursuit. So I guess that's something. Crunch Pursuit, Earthquake, yeah. Seems as though Tyranitar just generally has a fairly, linear, I suppose, or should I say consistent, type of style of play throughout the gens. I mean, weirdly enough, I feel Entei is actually going to do the best job at killing off my team with Fire Spin. Who would have thunk it? And I suppose mixed setups on Tyranitar would probably still be pretty decent, because of course you have stuff like Fire Blast and you have stuff like Ice Beam. I distinctly remember back when I first played Leaf Green, constantly suffering against the rivals Tyranitar in the post-game, which for some reason carried Thunderbolts. That thing was just an absolute coverage machine. I don't know what the deal with that thing was. It was kind of terrifying. It's like for the longest time I had no answer to it until I decided to just give Mewtwo Ice Beam, and then somehow that worked. I was still a kid, so using Mewtwo on part of my team was just par for the course. Yeah, this Entei has proven to be the toughest Pokemon to catch so far. It's strange. Strange, peculiar, and unusual. Just generally trying to think of other descriptors for this as I wait for stuff to load up. There we go. Let's have a look at this. So we have unique, vintage, genuine, strange, unusual, haunted, decorated, self-made, collector's valve. You get what I mean. I suppose that's the nature of these Pokemon games, where you never know which Pokemon's gonna come quietly and which one's gonna be an absolute pain to catch. What's annoying is that I don't have sleep. Probably should have just dedicated some paralysis support, but ah well. Ah well. God of War, you're my best last hope here. You're fairly bulky, I'm sure you can manage it. In the worst case scenario, we just reset. Yes, generally Ember just seems just super strange. Then again, Suicune had Gus, so I guess I can't really complain. It's just... I guess I was just supposed to come after these guys sooner. Because I think they're accessible earlier than the legendary birds, at least. Oh, hum. You know, this sort of... I say this a lot, but this is just sort of making me want to go back through movie 3 again. You know, Spell of the Unknown, Lord of the Unknown Tower. I'm not sure entirely certain as to what happened. Something scary is the thing is the Pokeballs are really small for the Pokemon. I think the way it's explained is that the Pokemon are technically digitized so they can be stored more easily. So it's not that they're just cramped in there like some grotesque version of Samus's Morph Ball. Because I think I've seen a creepypasta of that as well. But just they get turned into data and then stored in a ball as opposed to a USB. That's actually kind of an interesting thought. How much data does a Pokemon comprise? Like, could you just have an entire party of Pokemon on a USB stick? I'm kind of curious about this now. Just like, how much data does one Pokemon make up? I'm guessing it depends on the type of Pokemon, which I suppose is where catch rate leads into it. Like, the lower the Pokemon's catch rate, the more data it needs to catch. But this was ages ago. This was years ago. This was absolutely yonks ago when I was a teenager, looking into these sorts of things and thinking, ew. Well, we got Entei. Let's actually have a look at our prize real quick. Let's have a look-see. 20... yeah, pretty much. Back when things seemed normal. Back when everybody thought the world was gonna end, and now people are thinking, I wish it did. Serious nature, 0 IV speed. And yeah, just Ember Curse, Stomp, and Fire Spin. That just seems like a weird choice. Let's have a look at Suicune. See, Bubble Beam is at the very least better. Generally speaking, just Suicune just, I feel just generally gets the better deal when it comes to, the legendary beasts. Oh, hey, Jonesy, we were just about to go and find Raikou. Finish off this trio, this weird, messed up trio. I don't think we're gonna need repels. Let's go and report our findings. Wait, what? You found an Entei? I can't believe a legendary Pokemon was behind this. Entei's roar is said to cause eruptions. That explains the seismic readings. Unfortunately, there's no parasitic cone forming. Entei must have been drawn here by the recent activity. Thanks for checking. It looks like everything's under control now. Which means, let's have a look at this last one. Hey there! We brought some extra hands to monitor any unusual weather patterns. Actually, I've been tracking some strange thunder and lightning patterns across the region. Might be a lingering threat due to the rainstorms. We need more data to be sure. Could you investigate for us? Great, we're seeing activity around Route 123. Head over there and see if we can find anything unusual. I track weather patterns all over the Hoenn region. Recently, there's a drought that's been recorded over Route 116. Could that mean somewhere near Route 116? Obviously, we're not going to be going after Gordon this stream, but that's going to be next time. That's going to be next time we go after the big three and then tie up some loose ends. For now, though, Route 123. Oh. I think the quickest way is through Moorville, so I think I am going to need some repels. That also reminds me, since we're here, I spent a fair bit of time trying to get the coin limit, so... You can exchange coin surprises here. Got a special prize imported from a far-off region, just waiting for a first person to reach 9,999 coins. Are you up to the challenge? Wait, you've actually gathered 9,999 coins? Incredible! Would you like to claim this rare and unique Porygon? Yes. Received Porygon. Porygon was transferred. Placed in box 13. Porygon is now yours. So yeah. Just like in the classic old games, forget hitting the limit of coins, you can get yourself a Porygon. Or if you're playing Leaf Green or blue version, it's a lot cheaper than that. Lonely Nature, main thing. We got an upgrade from Watson after the first rematch, so I just so happen to have an upgrade right in here. Right here. Let's use it. Let's get ourselves a, more polygons. You are no longer a part of the Fighting Polygon team, Porygon. You are now a part of... Fighting Wireframes. I've been wondering actually as to whether I want to do anything streaming related with Melee, because obviously it's going to be more of a casual setting because I was never all that good at Melee, especially to the task level standards everybody usually expects of Melee. Just all the fights is traveling around at light speed. I was never really all that good at that, to the point where I'm not entirely certain as to how they manage it. Let's put you fellas there. Let's roll. Ah. Never gets old. Alright, let's get rolling. Route 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we can find. Sorry, Gabby and Ty, don't have time for you today. We got lightning recordings to make. Everything seems relatively normal, but, yeah, let's have a little bit more of a look around in here. Ah, it's hidden about and just bouncing. Yeah, we're hunting Raikou. And he's making a bit of a Where's Wally situation of it. Where's Wally? He's in Victory Road, silly. I've been wondering for a little bit as to what theme I hear the most in this game, and I can't... Probably is the Rustboro theme in all honesty, due to how common it is in some places like Moss Deep and here. Ah, you're back. Well, you're gone. The lightning struck around Route 113 and stooped and just stopped suddenly. And now we're getting reports from the battle frontier. We should head there next. We need to get to the bottom of this. Alright. I'll see what I can do, game. But you won't like it. I'll make a bad noise. Battle Frontier. I did do a little bit of research into this beforehand, so I know where to go. So, I know exactly where Raikou should be. Is it Raikou? I remember mostly Legend of Thunder, where it's pronounced Raikou, but I guess most people just call it Raikou or Raikou. He's back here. Hello. Just prancing around, I guess he just enjoyed... I feel it would have been a nice touch if, to coincide with the supposed extra lightning activity, we actually got thunderstorms here. I guess maybe that would have confused it with Kyogre, but ah well. Ah well, let's just have a look-see at Fortree City. Thumph. And this will be the last time we need to visit Fortree City. You're back already? Thanks, but just as before. The lightnings at the battlefront disappeared shortly after you arrived. Now we're seeing reports from Route 119. Can you check it out for us? I don't know what's going on, but it's like the storms are running from you. In which case, I better catch up. It's a race. Also, Route 119. That's here. It's literally right outside our doorstep. Kind of weird for them to say that, as opposed to saying, oh, it's right outside. But I guess not. Let's, I think for this we're gonna need Waterfall, so... may as well teach that to Azumarill. Kinda feels bad that Azumarill's just sort of become an HM mule, but... at the very least, I'm hopeful that Azumarill will still be able to put in some use. Like, you would expect to see some lightning here, at least. Okay, up we go. I think we just need to bounce over here. There he is. Though I imagine Raikou is particularly tough to spot because it just looks like flowers. I'm not sure how it looks on your screen, but to me at the very least, you could easily just mistake it for a bunch of flowers. Bunch of flowers. Alright, let's go, Raikou. I can definitely see what you mean. It doesn't seem quite as impressive as, Raikou. It doesn't seem quite as impressive as Anti or Suicune. Let's try a Brick Break. Oh, that's like perfect, Salamence. Perfect. I'm just thinking, if he's gonna be going for Paralysis, maybe Gardevoir might actually be the best option to switch in here. You know, considering it can just paralyze, I could probably just use Synchronize to paralyze it back and then not have to worry about putting it to sleep. Logic. Should probably also restock on Ultra Balls after this. As I'm not sure how cooperative Raikou is going to be, so it's got Leer, Spark, and Thundershock. I mean, Spark at the very least is a slight improvement over Thundershock. I guess it just goes to show that these legendaries don't learn much in terms of moves while leveling. Here's waiting on you to paralyze me. I mean, now that I say it, it's probably not actually going to happen ever, but you never know. I might not need it. Come on, just... the one time I'm waiting on a Thundershock proc, it's never gonna happen. That's how the nature of this game goes. As soon as you want something to happen, it doesn't happen. And when you don't want something to happen, it does. It's like karma in a weird way. Oh, it has quick attack. So... it's a kind of a relief to me, because I'd heard rumors that this thing had roar, but I'm guessing that's just a previous patch. We don't have to worry about that here. You just sit here and just wait for it to paralyze us. I'm not entirely certain as to how many people have actually seen the Legend of Thunder special. It was part of Pokemon Chronicles, which I think only I watched as a kid. I had the DVDs. I think I still actually have the DVDs, though they're probably just in the worst condition imaginable. I should probably see if I can actually get them again, as I wouldn't mind watching them again. I have a lot of fond memories of some of the Legend shorts, which are basically just sort of, I suppose, anthology, supplementary pieces, sort of stuff that goes on between, I suppose, during the goings-on of Advance, during the Hoenn saga of the anime, and I suppose a little bit before, where you got stuff like, what did Misty get up to when she left to go to Cerulean Gen? You got these Johto guys trying to stop Team Rocket from catching Raikou with a crystal. And he says the funny "and your galoshes too" line, which I think is just the thing that people remember most about Legend of Thunder, just that one guy just going, "and your galoshes too." Better put on your raincoats. It's like, I suppose that was a fairly entertaining line. Just generally speaking, I feel those two were particularly entertaining. I think the names were Attila and Hoenn, and it feels kind of a shame we never saw them again. And again, I don't think we saw much of the Johto characters after a while. The main thing that also comes to mind as well is just Eugene shows up there, or is it Eugene from Crystal, voiced by Dan Green. And it's just like, chef's kiss. And he has an Alakazam because reasons. Come on, Raikou, I'm right in front of you. One of these Thunder Shocks has to paralyze me. Come on, do it. I'm right here. Come on, do it now. Come on, do it now. It's like I've been hit with how many Thunder Shocks in this one? You know, I'm just gonna set up a Calm Mind just so I can tank a little bit more. Give you more chances, Raikou. I'm right here. My back's turned. My back's turned. How about that? And then I suppose the Leers and Quick Attacks don't actually help. At least not that much. Alright. In your own time, game. Yep, basically just on -6. And I can't use any healing items, so just have to sit here and hope that I get the Synchronize. Surely you haven't run out of Thunder Shocks. I guess I suppose if they're at least due to its weak moves, I don't have to worry so much about it using Struggle. I suppose that's a nice little reassuring thing. An encouraging thought. It's like Raikou was meant to come to her, and therefore I was meant to catch it, and that's an encouraging thought. Are you gonna use anything but Leer? Yeah, I definitely imagine the Colosseum fights. It's gonna be a weird balance, honestly, because I imagine it's also gonna take super long to catch, though I don't have to worry so much there about Ultra Ball counts. Finally! Yes, got you there, buddy. Yes, you fell for my trap! It's on now! It's on like Donkey Kong! Now you have to worry even less about it using Struggle. Probably could just switch to Sceptile after this, considering that also likely has a good resistance to Electric. It's gonna be interesting looking back as to see which Pokemon actually gave me the most trouble. Raikou or Entei. I mean, now that it's paralyzed, it's probably going to be even harder to catch. You know, due to the law of averages, you know. It's the way this game works. If it's gonna be hard for you, it's gonna be hard for no matter what. Oh, of course, now I get the proc right away. Why are you like this, Raikou? Or is it Raikou? I've never actually been 100% clear on the pronunciation for Raikou. But I do find it kind of strange that, due to its stat allocation, it's not quite as good as Jolteon. I say that because of the long-standing theory that the legendary beasts were originally evolutions, which were revived and I suppose empowered by Ho-Oh. Like the whole Tin Tower business, or the Burn Tower business, there were 3 Pokemon trapped inside that burned to death, which kind of says all you need to know about Flareon. But then Ho-Oh passed over and revived all three of them, and they became super powerful, though... Considering Raikou isn't as fast as Jolteon, you'd think it would be, considering if that were the case, but... It's super weird in that respect. It's gone more for bulk as opposed to just being the ultimate speed demon, which Deoxys would eventually become. And then Regieleki, which... It's kind of sad, really. Just... You got something, this cool Pokemon like Raikou, completely just outclassed by this Gen 8 sort of, just gimmick-y Pokemon, just trying to nostalgia pander to people like me, who played these games back when I was young, and saw what Sword and Shield looked like and decided no thank you. Still not 100% convinced as to whether I'm gonna get Legends Are. I mean, at the very most, if I struggle to think of a Christmas present, it'll probably be put in my hands one way or another. Who can really say, but needless to say, I am not entirely hyped for Legends Are still. Nothing's really convinced me otherwise. It's like, yeah, Megas are cool and all, but we have fan-made stuff in the earlier games for that. Like, I could go through, Radical Red, for instance, with some Megas. See what I make of that. So I imagine Radical Red's gonna be fun when I get round to that. It's obviously gonna be pretty tough. I played a little bit of it, but I didn't want to get too far in it for, if I were to do it on a stream. Are we seriously about to run out of Ultra Balls? And you're on... Game. Please. I only have so much. I mean, maybe a Nest Ball might be decent here. Finally, the paralysis is starting to take hold, but it's not actually doing anything. I think this sort of feeds into the whole theory of catch rates sort of being an indication of how much data a Pokemon is, because obviously you gotta cram all that data into the thing, and sometimes it just doesn't work. You'd think that over time that would have made Pokeballs a bit more effective. When I say that, you got all these sort of power stuffs in the 3DS games, which basically made Ultra Balls kind of moot. With how ridiculous your catch rates could become. I think in the meantime, while this is going on, I'm going to see if I can do a little bit more research into our next target. Because it's going to be a fairly interesting one, I can say that for certain. So close. I guess I'm just gonna have to wing it when I get to that point. Come on, Raikou! You're holding us up! It's not fun anymore. Yeah, this is mostly just RNG, but you'd think the numbers would be generated a little bit more in my favor after a fashion. Well, there goes Sceptile. Who else am I gonna throw out there? I guess Salamence. You know, just for the free Intimidate. In your own time, Raiko. You don't think I have better things to do at this point? I only have a certain amount of time to this, you know. I'm on the clock. I'm fairly certain even the stream is thinking this is kind of boring at this point, just waiting for you to finally comply. Honestly, I don't really feel a need to do more Intimidates. I'm just sort of just sitting here, waiting. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. This is still gonna take a bit. I mean, I still think that this is gonna be tougher once we, if I were to get it in Coliseum, because of course you got, you know, Rain Dance Thunder and Toxic to worry about, whereas here it's just, a test of your patience. It's like Dawn Trail. I always thought that, the thing on Raiku's forehead there always looked like a helmet. Is it a helmet? I mean, obviously he's got the fancy mustache, which I do like, which... I do kind of find it funny that Raikou was like the original saber-toothed tiger, and then Chen Pao just came along and just decided, you know what? I'm the only saber-toothed tiger in the game. You're basically irrelevant now, Raikou. There is no power creep in Pokemon. And that's generally why I prefer to go back to the old games, where I don't have to worry so much about that. I can just... And that, and I also don't have to worry so much about, not have to worry about building good teams, because, of course, I have the technology. As I did do a little bit of reworking of, the teams, the party's IVs, as you probably... not IVs, EVs. Finally! Finally, Raiku's caught. Let's go report our findings. That sounds like it took forever. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need any more repels at the moment, but... may as well. Alright, I found your source of the ticking. It's a pipe bomb. What, you saw Raikou? Explains the strange thunder and why I kept moving around. Amazing, you've been tracking a legendary Pokemon this whole time. And yep, that's all 3 of them. I will say that at the very least that was a fun little quest. I enjoyed that a fair bit. Actually, let's have a look at Raikou real quick. Before I go and collect some more Ultra Balls, because we're going to need them where we're going. In both this part and the next. Alright, let's have a look, see what Raikou's got. Oh, it's Assassinator as well. You just had to rub it in. You got arguably the worst of the natures. I say that, but, one of the worst. Wasn't worth it. And with that, gonna go and buy myself some more Ultra Balls, and then I'm gonna go home. Because there's something we need to do while at home. Because I realize I have the power to change the clock, let's see what happens when we mess around with it. Only 45. Fine. I suppose that's what I get for spending all my money on Porygon. I'm hoping at the very least it's easy to actually get more of the evolution items in case you actually want a good Porygon too. Ah, here we go, Little Road Town. I don't think we have to be here long because for some reason this particular music in particular is copyrighted. I have no idea why, but it just is. No, I don't want to sit in here. Come on. Come on. Give me the sleep. Give me the big sleep. And I want to save, and... if you've had a look at the thumbnail, you may think, but Stent, Celebi isn't in this game, surely. We'll see about that. I think first and foremost, we need to obviously change our time. And give ourselves a little bit of indication as to when we want to set it. So I think, going off of what was said about Mirage Island, it was at sunrise, so I'm thinking that's around like 4. Then in the calm of the day, I'm going to say that's 9. You would think it's 12, but I guess not. Just bring that all the way up to 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, just to be sure. 10 o'clock seems right. And then nightfall, which obviously it changes depending on where you are and when you are, but I'm gonna say nightfall. I think generally people agree 6 o'clock, right? Right. Oh, I think I did it wrong. Let me just double check. Oh. Never mind, I guess I did it. Wow. Spooky. The music's just gone. Gonna save here, Route 130, and I think, if I'm correct, we arrived on Mirage Island. I'm walking on my own. Whoa. Just teleporting all around the place. You good, Celebi? You gonna do anything? Oh. Nothing personnel. And this is just the counter-legendary theme. The one time you'd expect the Mew theme to play, it doesn't. Level 30, that's gonna be a bit of an interesting thing to cope with, and it's kind of funny as well, considering Celebi is usually considered, as far as I recall, a pretty good OU Pokemon alongside Jirachi. It's basically just sort of a fairly niche pick, but it's mostly just used, I think, with Calm Mind and Leech Seed. Good for countering stuff like Tyranitar, mostly. Well, some variations of Tyranitar. And Swampert. Definitely Swampert. We'll see how we do with the Waterfall. Sure, you can tank this, Celebi. I know there's like a massive difference between levels, but yeah, you can tank 2 of these. It's fine. You're fine, Celebi. I think thinking back, I think, to Pokemon Forever, the Celebi movie. I know that a lot of people said that's one of the weaker, at the very least, the early ones. And part of me can kind of see why they're just being a giant CG monster at the end. I have a lot more nostalgia, at the very least, for Pokemon Heroes, because Latios and Latias, though. Again, last time I watched it, I remember my dad's thinking Latios and Latias just sounded like the most annoying thing in the world. I'm thinking maybe I got a little too ambitious to going with Nest Balls, but I feel I should try those first at the very least. Those seem like the most appropriate thing to go with here. Also thinking maybe statuses might not be the best thing because, of course, Safeguard. Which means I can't actually status it. So I'm just going off of Core Lock and, oh, that was so close. Oh yeah, Celebi. In this game. For some reason I feel I should be more excited to this because, of course, over in the West, for the longest time, it was basically impossible to get Celebi in any way, shape, or form in Gen 3. The only real way I remember was either events, like distributions, or the Coliseum bonus disc exclusively to Japan. Like, we didn't even... They weren't even kind enough to give us the Coliseum bonus disc in Europe with Celebi on. Instead, we didn't get a bonus disc with Coliseum at all. Oh, there we go, there's Celebi. Then Toys R Us events, which I never got to attend. So I just seeing all this stuff is like, ooh, South Island, Birth Island, Deoxys, Celebi, Mew. And you know, I was thinking, oh, I would like to go into all those places, but I never got the chance to till now. Well, that was strange. Gonna change that to the proper time. No more mess, no more time shenanigans for me. For a while. Yeah, that seems more appropriate time. Because I think I forgot to take into account daylight savings. Not a toy store to be found in my general area when these events were happening. There was a Toys R Us around where I was, but I don't think I knew about them. That was the problem. Or maybe they just didn't happen where I lived, but I think that was technically speaking everything I wanted to go through, but I think, just to round up, just to wrap things up, I'm not sure if we'll get another chance to do this, but I feel as though Pokemon League rematch. I want to see if I can do that. Doesn't seem there's any reason for me not to. Let's just check Celebi first and foremost. Kind of a shame I didn't actually manage to get it via Nest Ball. That would have been super neat, but we got Celebi. Just a bashful nature, which is kind of disappointing. I kind of want to set these now in, I suppose, region order. Because these are basically the equivalent of each other from my books. That seems a little bit more appropriate. And we have Latias here, Celebi here, and I guess just Flareon can just chill down there. Alright. And I guess just to make up for me being late, let's do an Elite Four run. How's my revive situation looking? Because it's been a while since I've had to use them. Now we still got a fair few max revives. A single max potion. 8 I think that should be enough for where we're planning on going. Just gotta heal up real quick. And then no more stalling. Let's do it again. I'll do it again! This time with a somewhat proper team. Let's do this. Hello again, Sydney, with your strange head. Oh, this time Wallace wants to show you title. Oh, so this is a title defense now, as opposed to just a rematch. Think of us as your warm-up. Show me that same fire from before. Let's make it a battle to remember. Let's do this. I mean, I'm hoping this doesn't take too long. Oh, and it's... Okay, this may have been a mistake. I don't think we were quite strong enough for this, so, yeah, I think we may save this for next stream. Lucky thing I saved right outside the door, though, eh? It's like I had foresight. I was thinking as to what I want to do now. Because I think I've basically done everything I wanted to do. Let's just check if there's anything that I'm currently missing. Let's see, Raikou into Suicune. Nope. In terms of legendaries, I'm all caught up. Maybe we could have a look at Trainer Hill. Just a just a casual glance, because I don't think we've actually been to Trainer Hill. Let's just see what happens. Because I don't think I've actually tried out Trainer Hill in the longest time. I do quite like the Paladin here, at least compared to the one on 7 Island. Welcome, this is the Trainer Hill where you can enjoy battling with trainers, many trainers. You should first visit here. Before you enter, please save your game. Okay. Seems simple enough. Trainers now here. There appear to be trainers covered in every room. Would you like to challenge the waiting trainers? I know Expert is sort of, dev trainers. For now, we'll just go normal. see how we do. Obviously, this is timed. I distinctly remember back in the Fire Red Leaf Green version, there was just a shiny Espeon in here one of the trainers had for some reason. I was just like, that's weird. Why is the Espeon green? Why is it just... Is the game glitched? Why is it like that? And I guess just the game just designed to rub it in my face. Poliwrath, Mischievous. Imagine if we actually did come across more shiny Pokemon here. That would be wild. I can't remember as to whether or not you retain damage throughout any of these fights, so I'm You know what, let's just... I was gonna say let's just see what happens, but Mischievous is there. Let's see how much damage a Dragon Claw does. As I did rework the EVs, so... that's not too bad. Obviously, Metagross tanking Ghost-type attacks like a boss. I miss this Metagross. I mean, I just generally miss Metagross in general. It feels as though ever since, Gen 6, it's just... almost not existed? Oh, that's not good. Salamence, no! Leftovers, yes. Yeah, we could just, finish you off real quick. Because I am faster, at least I think. In my mind. I am the legend in my own mind. Magcargo, I had the perfect thing for you, actually. I know you're technically resistant to water. But I don't have to worry about that at all. Ooh. Yeah, I'd say get rid of Magcargo. Because you're a fire type and you're gonna mess up Metagross. Probably should have double targeted that. Oh, hey, Joshua. We were just playing around in Trainer Hill a little bit before signing off. Oh, happy birthday. Probably thinking this is a mistake with Shiftry out on the field. Let's see what a Meteor Mash does. Still pretty solid damage, if I do say so myself. I'm probably thinking Leftovers probably isn't the best play for a place like Trainer Hill. Oh no. Azumarill, I'm sorry. Oh. So close. Alright, and of course we got a Weezing. Probably thinking this is just gonna be where I go boom. Yeah, I think with Magcargo on the field. Metagross, can you survive? Ooh. So close. It's too close. Right. Do you have a card for this Romhack? In a manner of speaking. Too close for combat, to say the least. Time to go boom. Somehow Metagross is fastest on the field. And we'll see as to whether or not my Pokemon Revive about to reach battle. It even took out Magcargo. Wow. Sceptile. And, you know, let's go Slacking. Why not? Sceptile can resist an Earthquake if necessary. Ooh, Ursaring. That's pretty neat. And we can just double team you real quick. Make sure you don't do anything this turn and take the full brunt of the nose laser. It's funny, I haven't actually had much time to really see how much damage Slacking can really do now. My bike, you've destroyed it! I mean, I can certainly imagine that's the case. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not good at all. My team is dead. I mean, then again, I suppose that, Blissey would be the most appropriate choice for a place like this, because you don't have to... You can just heal everybody afterwards. Isn't that clever? Let's go across here. Oh. This is just the jumping tiles from the secret bases. Why are these here? My power will stomp you. Yeah, it generally feels as though the best Pokemon you can have for a place like this is Blissey. Same with the Battle Pyramid. Oh, and I have to deal with a Gyarados enemy. Oh, this is gonna be just wonderful. This is just gonna be Christmas. Christmas has come early in this household. I can just get rid of that Gyarados though real quick and stop that main entry from doing anything. Oh wait, I just... What do you mean main entry doesn't have Lightning Rod? What are you doing, game? That's like the oldest trick in the book, which I somehow forgot. I suppose I'm just really piling on the intimidate tactics, huh? Then again, I'm using special attackers. So, tough luck. Get rid of that Mightyena. I don't like the way it's looking at Gardevoir. Oh, wonderful. Yep, all souped up, ready for next turn. What is my... Oh, Super Fang. Why wouldn't you just use Crunch? That would have probably done more damage. Yeah, get rid of you, and I'm hoping this will be enough to get rid... Oh, now you do Crunch. Thanks a bunch, game. Yeah, I'm expecting we're not gonna do too well here. It's kind of a shame, but at the very least we've showcased it off just as a little bit of filler. I remember at the very least for clearing the master rank of this for the first time, you get a Snorlax. This is the only place you can actually get Snorlax in the game. If you want to go to one, you're gonna have to breed for it, as far as I'm aware. Let's just Quake. Let's just Quake. Do some chip damage against Breloom. There you go, that's what I want to see. Get out of here. Sceptile, obviously... Obviously Sceptile's gonna survive that. I'm kind of nervous about Breloom, honestly, because in any game scenarios like this, he's bound to use Spore. Or Dynamic Punch, that's also a possibility. Oh, there goes Sceptile. Let's have a look-see. Hyper Beam? Hyper Beam? Yeah, I think I'm just hosed. It's kind of a shame, but I kind of predicted it. Twice in a row with Dynamic Punch. I know it has increased accuracy, but damn! Yeah, I kind of expected that in all honesty, but that's kind of a shame. I'll probably just do some more of that on my own time. But I think that's going to be all for today. Next part is probably going to be the last one. Gonna soup up my team a little bit more in preparation for... Let's see what we got to do. We got to do the Elite Four again, we got to do the Super Boss, we got to do Rayquaza, we got to do Gordon, and we got to do Kyogre. And I think after that there's a couple more things I have to do. Basically, next time is going to be jam-packed, to say the least. And I think I may just go over the time limit specifically for that reason. But for now, though... I'm probably just going to leave it here. So, tune in next time to see me flummox my way through some sort of ending to this. Because we still got a fair few more legendaries to catch. But until then, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Apologies again for the lateness. Hopefully it doesn't happen again next week. And until then, see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.